Yes.
So we live?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, Alan Wasalen, and it's me, Dr. Rob Angel. It's my great pleasure to be able to talk to you today from the University of Southampton. We're going to do a run through and introduce you to our institution, which is the University of Southampton, and our school, Southampton Business School. And we're then going to pass over and to my colleague, Dr. Shahnaz Ibrahim, and we're going to do a taster lecture on one of our key strengths in the school, which is on entrepreneurship. My name again is Rob Angel. I'm the Director of Internationalization at Southampton Business School, and I'm also an Associate Professor in Marketing Research. My background is in the market research industry. I've run my own company and worked for a number of organizations. And now I specialize in looking at retail and measuring marketing effectiveness as well. It's my area of strength. Before I go any further, I'd like to extend our warm wishes from Professor Laura Costanzo, the head of Southampton Business School. Unfortunately, she can't be with us today, but she passes on her regards and looks forward to engaging with you all in due course. So over the course of the next 45 minutes or so, I'll talk a little bit about Southampton Business School, and then I'll pass over to Dr. Shahnaz, who will do a talk which is very aptly entitled, "Do We Need More Zebras? The True Meaning of Entrepreneurship." So, where is the University of Southampton? It's in an unrivaled position in the UK because we're based on the south coast of England, and we get this fantastic weather compared to other places in the UK. We experience like a slightly warmer temperature and a nicer climate to boot as well. And we're really on the south coast quite lucky and fortunate to be extremely close to London, with great links to the City of London and both of the major airports, London Heathrow and London Gatwick. And we have our own sort of places of beauty around the city itself. Actually, there's some really nice photos here that demonstrate my point, with lots of restaurants and cafes that people enjoy during term time and holidays, lots of green spaces. Directly opposite the university, we have something called Southampton Common, where many of our students enjoy during the semester. Lots of opportunities to indulge in sports and recreation. We have a Premier League football team, Southampton Football Club. Just a little sidestep here, currently fourth in the Premier League, and for a very short while last weekend, number one in the league as well, much to all of our delight. And the city centre has, again, lots of places for relaxing and socialising. As I mentioned, we're on the south coast of the UK, and this is the kind of peninsular area with lots of beaches and areas of natural beauty. And dare I say, a few more blue sky and sunnier days than our colleagues further north in the UK. Our business school is a place that we're extremely proud of to work and be able to welcome students from all around the world. One of the main draws for our students and staff is that we're what is referred to as a Russell Group University, where we are a founding member. What that means is we're part of a unique and elite group of British universities, very similar to the American Ivy League, where there are 24 institutions that are founded on the principles of research, intensive research, and research-informed teaching and scholarship. Because of this reputation, we are ranked within the top 100 universities in the world, climbing this year to 90 from 97th the year before. That's in the QS World Rankings. And as you can imagine, the business school is no different in its reputation and standing. We're a top 20 business school for business management and marketing, as well as accounting and finance. And we have particular strengths in Shahnaz's subject, entrepreneurship and innovation, and also our positioning in digital analytics. In fact, we were one of the first institutions to take that position in the UK, and it's become indeed one of our strengths, not only in our research, but also in the programs we teach. As I'll show you in just a second, we have a great range of different programs, and you can see that quantitative skills and analytics run across all of these, or many of these, as a thread. Unsurprisingly, we are ranked in the top 40 universities in the world for our strengths in operational research and statistics, of which the business school is positioned with our School of Mathematics as an area of strength. Other strengths within the school include marketing, my subject area, where we are ranked number 3 again and number 1 for graduate prospects. The school has 2 accreditations, AACSB, and our MBA program is AMBER accredited, and we're just going through the process of EQUIS. So this time in 6 months, when we speak to you again, we would expect to be triple crowned and triple accredited. And all of these things combined means that we are in a unique position to be able to welcome students from all around the world. In fact, every year we receive somewhere in the region of around 24,000 applications from students in over 100 countries in the world. And what this creates is a unique environment where we welcome and engage with and enjoy being able to understand and learn from our students and staff, and the unique prospects that that delivers from having a multicultural academic community. I promised you a slide of some of our postgraduate programs, and you can see that these are interdisciplinary in many ways, but taking business staples like accounting and finance and accounting and management and marketing management, and at the same time have very specialized programs as well, like business analytics and management sciences, digital marketing, marketing analytics, risk management, logistics and supply chains, and international entrepreneurship and management, just to name a few. We think that there is pretty much something for everyone in our portfolio of programs. And across the board, there are unique opportunities for our students to double down, if you like, in an area that will benefit them and their future career, whatever pathway they have chosen for that future. Our school is founded on the following vision. We want to be a business school that's truly distinctive via its multidisciplinary and integrated approach. Obviously, this is enhanced by our world-class cutting research that shapes business practice and provides a responsible educational experience. We want our research and our education to connect people and make a social and economic difference through the impact that we have. And this is certainly the case with just a few examples of the research and scholarship that our staff and students are engaged in. Here are some examples of this. This comes from my own research. which was widely talked about and publicised through the British media about panic buying during the pandemic. We have scholars within the school that have literally changed billion-pound industries through their research and their scholarship. And we also have colleagues in the school who are engaged in entrepreneurial activities through their own businesses, which gives opportunities for our students to learn, but also be involved with. And we like to believe that we're able to, because of our positioning, attract some of the top professors in the world. You'll be hearing from one of those in just a few minutes' time. But one of the things that we expressly benefit from is the fact that we have a community of academics that are drawn from academia, traditional academia and research, but also practice. On our faculty, we have, for instance, Dr. Ian Brown, who's head of data science at SAS, and one of the most influential experts in the field of data sciences. But our students are also exposed to industry leaders and professionals like Andy First at BMW, Paul Ettinger, who is the founder of Cafe Nero, and Alex Aitken, who heads up the UK government's marketing team. As I mentioned, this is part and parcel of why we turn out students into the world of industry, into the world of practice, who have the best opportunities to make a difference and make a mark on the world. 98% of our students are in graduate employment or further education like PhD within 6 months of completing their degree. And they work for organisations that we have all heard of and are familiar with. A few of them are on the page here now. With no further ado, I am able to pass over to my colleague, Dr. Shahnaz Ibrahim, and she'll share her screen and talk about zebras and entrepreneurship. Over to you, Shahnaz.
Thank you so much, Rob. Thanks, everyone. I'll share my screen now. Excellent introduction to Southampton Business School. So thank you so much, Rob, for this introduction. And let me start. Can you see my screen and can you hear me well?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm experiencing some internet issues today, so I apologize in advance if it is disconnected in the middle, but I will try to make it as smooth as possible. So thank you so much for listening to us, and thanks for having us today. I'm going just to pin this. So today, I'm going to tell you shortly what does it mean. Yes, so my name is Shahnaz Ibrahim. I am a senior teaching fellow in strategy, innovation and entrepreneurship at Southampton Business School. And also I am the program director of MSc International Entrepreneurship and Management. I am the PG senior tutor. And also I got the honor of receiving the Vice Chancellor Teaching Award last year. With regards to my education, of course, I'm from Egypt, and I received my first degree in Egypt, and then I moved to the US where I did my MBA and lived there for some time, and then I moved to the UK 10 years ago to study CSR and sustainability in developing countries, and this is where I am until now. I have been until now, and my research and teaching is about entrepreneurship, social and digital entrepreneurship, sustainability, and corporate social responsibility, which are topics that are very close to my heart. And today I'm going to share with you one of these topics today and what we do at the Department of Strategy, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, which I belong at. which I belong to. We have 3 MSc programs here. Rob mentioned the different programs that we offer, which are very interdisciplinary in nature. And the same applies also to our MSc programs at the department. We have the MSc Business Strategy and Innovation Management, MSc Entrepreneurship and Management, and now it's called International Entrepreneurship and Management, and MSc Digital Business. The core pillars of our department is industry collaboration, our curriculum and our stance towards business and stance towards entrepreneurship, which is broader in perspective, as I'm going to share with you today. Also, enterprise is a very active element in our university and in our department in specific. And the community that we are very proud of belonging to. So what is it that we are talking about here today, and what is our stance towards business? We believe that entrepreneurship and the true meaning of entrepreneurship, echoing what Michael Porter mentioned a few years ago or a few decades ago. Michael Porter, of course, they call him the father of business. He introduced this concept of creating shared value. And he mentioned that entrepreneurship or business in general is not only about making profit, but also the purpose of the corporation must be redefined. We need to look at business and if we look at the business spectrum, usually the traditional way of looking at businesses is on the left hand of the spectrum. The traditional non-profit businesses, the traditional profit corporation on the right-hand side, and then we move on to the companies that think that we need to give back to the society and we need to do something good on the short term. That's when the concept of corporate social responsibility, or CSR, has been established and developed for some time. But what we are looking at are not these companies that are only looking at doing ad hoc and random activities like CSR. We are looking of businesses that are creating shared value. They are being profitable, achieving the bottom line goals, but at the same time, they are doing something good for the society and something good for the environment. We are looking at these businesses in the spectrum, which are the sustainability and the social responsibility as at the core of their operation, at the heart of what they are doing. This is what we are looking at, and this is what we are actually thinking about when we echo what Michael Porter was saying, that we need to redefine the value and the role of businesses in the society. That's why at the Department of Strategy, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and at the modules that we are teaching at our research as well, we look at entrepreneurship and we look at businesses from a broader perspective. We have a broader understanding of what entrepreneurship is about. Entrepreneurship is about achieving the triple bottom line goals. We need to be sustainable, profitable. We need to be financially sustainable. We need to have commitments to our shareholders. But at the same time, we need to acknowledge that we have a role in the society. We need to acknowledge that we have to protect our environment. And this is the new businesses, or this is the new ethos of the businesses that the new generations need to think about, the new generation need to pursue in the future. Looking at that, we are saying that we are now shifting businesses from CSR to shared value creation. By shared value creation, we are talking about businesses that really have value in the society and have value also for their shareholders. We are not looking at ad hoc activities, but we are looking at companies that have in their agendas, that have in their operations throughout the supply chain, sustainability and social and society at their core and the heart of their operations. We are looking at companies that we are talking about companies that are doing well at the same time at doing good. We are looking, therefore, at entrepreneurs, future business managers, future employees like yourselves that will be holding a managerial position at any company. We're talking about IT company, we're talking about a business company, we're talking about multinational corporation, we're talking about a local business, or those entrepreneurs who want to start their own business. We are looking for people who can establish Zebra companies. We are looking at people who can grow and sustain their business. We are looking at business managers who, whenever holding a position at any point in their lives, they can continue or they can convince the management team to go in the direction of Zebra companies. And today I'm going to give you some examples of how can that be pursued, and actually how other businesses, large, small, multinational startups, went through the direction of the Zebra companies. An example is Tom Shoes. A shoe for me is a shoe for you, for example. Tom Shoes started on the idea of we need to really make business that can contribute to poor economies and to poor countries, where he found out that many people are many children and many actually adults also, they do not have even shoes. So we thought, I am going to use this entrepreneurial mindset and the business mindset in order to start the Tom Shoes company, where every shoe that any customer buys will have an equivalent shoe that will be donated to another country that do not have these shoes. And now they are expanding their businesses to spectacles and to also eyeglasses, where for every eyeglass you buy, another eyeglass will be donated to someone who is in need. So the business model has changed. We are not talking only about a company that is donating at one time, at one point in their in the year, where they have some excess budget, donating something to for a specific cause. We are talking about the sustainability of these societies. We are talking about a company, the more it grows, the more revenues it has, the more profitable it become, the more value and the more impact it can have, because more shoes they sell, the more shoes they can donate and they can help others with. Another example is Divine Chocolate, and Divine Chocolate is just a regular chocolate. You go to the, of course, organic and sustainably produced, but when you go to any supermarket, you will find here in the UK, for example, you will find that Divine Chocolate is sold as a very sustainable behind that chocolate is a great story, because this chocolate, the more you sell this chocolate, the more you sell and the more you become profitable, the better the economies and the better the societies that produce that chocolate is getting. So the more, for example, the more revenues they have, they go back with these profits and they build schools. They built healthcare system for the farmers in Africa. They give them better salaries. They even in the board of directors, they include in the board of the directors the farmers and the owners of the lands over there in Africa that produce the cocoa farmers. So it's actually a company that is co-owned by farmers, and they have a say of where the profit will go and how to improve the community and how to improve these the societies which actually produce this cocoa and this chocolate. So it's kind of a fair distribution of the income. It's kind of a fair distribution of the value across the supply chain, starting from the farmers until the end consumers, who at the end they buy a sustainably sourced product that has impact on the societies. So lots and lots of examples that we have. Why all that? It's because of there is a pressure from consumers. Every one of us now are aware of what sustainability is, what environmental responsibility is, what social responsibility is, there is a pressure from consumers, there is a pressure from governments that we really need to rethink and reshape the way that businesses are operating. Sustainable Development Goals is one of these examples where hundreds of countries and hundreds of presidents and influencers and celebrities, they came together in order to try to come up with goals that makes the world better. Accordingly, lots of businesses, large businesses and small businesses, they change their operations. They change the way they are operating their business, and they are producing their products, and they are the way that they are offering their services. For example, if we look at large corporations like Adidas, so they sold 1 million shoes made out of ocean plastic in 2017. So they try to change their operations into a more sustainable way. They try to utilize their resources, utilize their facilities, and utilize their business skills to make products better, to have an impact on what on the way that they are operating and the way they are producing. Yeah, so they also teamed up with environmental initiative, for example, the Parley for the Oceans, to create the shoes. And last year only, they sold 1 million shoes made out of ocean plastic. So this is an example of big companies and how they are changing their operations in order to become more sustainable and to become more zebras rather than unicorns. The same applies in the fashion industry with all these brands that they are now changing their operations into a more sustainable ones in order to help and protect the environment. Smaller companies, that's not only limited to larger organizations and corporations that can have that have the resources, but also startup, small companies, small and young entrepreneurs, small and young managers. They also come up with different ideas in order to achieve these goals. A conscious step is another example, and if you go to YouTube, you will find very interesting videos showing what they are actually doing. So similar to Tom's Shoes, so for this company, they are producing and they are manufacturing socks, but for every socks they sell another cause. They solve it's trying to achieve or to address a cause, an environmental cause or a social cause or a humanitarian cause. For example, the green socks that they sell, they plant other trees instead of that. For the brown socks that they sell, they help in building some schools and helping to produce and provide supplies for schools in poor countries, and so on. So for every socks they sell, they offer and they contribute to solving a social or environmental issue. Another also example of and trends of companies are those companies who are thinking and trying to contribute to the circular economy mindset. So instead of having this linear economy where we take, make, and dispose our products and our the products that we buy or the services that we get, instead of doing that, we are now moving into a circular economy. Why do we have to always buy stuff? Why we have to always create and we have to always consume more materials? We have enough material in the world that we can reuse. And this is what the concept of the circular economy is about. And lots of companies and lots of entrepreneurs looked and realized these opportunities in all sorts of disciplines, engineers, business people, and in different disciplines. And they started businesses and they started entrepreneurial opportunities, recognized entrepreneurial opportunities from the circular economy. An example is Elvis and Chrissy. Elvis and Chrissy is a very interesting example. She shared with us her experience and her story when she started her business. It's a fashion industry, it's a fashion business, and it started when she visited the landfill. She said that the idea started and was born in a landfill. She decided to go and see what are the material that people are disposing, because this material can be reused somehow. And she was really interested in looking at these big trucks that are coming and throwing big things. And she went to one of these trucks and she looked at the fire hoses that firefighters are using, because every 50 years they get expired and they have to be disposed. So she thought, this is a lot of waste. Why don't we use this material that is strong, that is sturdy, and we use it and produce all these sorts of fashionable material or fashion products out of it. And it extended even now to the to leather. She said, like, all this leather, excess leather that the manufacturers are throwing, I'm going to use it, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to manufacture other material and other fashionable products out of it. So very interesting concepts. And this is one interesting thing that she mentioned, is that you need to go in order to identify an entrepreneurial opportunity. I would advise every entrepreneur to go to the landfill, because this is where the great ideas and the sustainable ideas can be born. Very interesting concept. Then in another part of the world, in Morocco, another sustainable entrepreneur also started his zebra company by introducing this idea of also in the circular economy, where he took the the wasted and disposed tires, and he also transformed them into amazing material and amazing products that are sold now and exported everywhere in the world. This is an example of where the material and where the products are in France, for example. So these are the different ideas and these are the different concepts that we introduce to our students. And based on these concepts and based on these ideas and based on this way of looking at businesses, we are very proud to see that these concepts had an impact on our students. For example, I'm going to give you an example of how an idea that is very relevant to us in Egypt is the ENVOPAP. So this is one of our alumni from the MSc International Entrepreneurship and Management, and he was really excited about the idea of sustainability and about the circular economy, and he decided 5 years ago to start this business, to start the business from the sugarcane waste.
I'm not sure if that's just me, but we can't hear you very well.
Shahnaz, I think we lost you. I don't think she can hear us.
Yeah, I don't think she's hearing us. Wait, let me do something to stop her.
So I think we've lost Shahnaz. So unless she comes back in the next few seconds, then I think the good news was that this was the final slide in her slide deck. So it would be an opportune moment to perhaps pass over to our students who may be able to. Shahnaz, you're back.
So
just the last slide. We just lost you at the last slide.
Okay, I was gonna have a heart attack or something. I was.
No, it's okay. No worries.
Okay, you lost the last slide. Shall I share my screen?
When you were talking about the sugar canes, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Yes, back. Yeah, so I was talking about the this student. He's now, of course, he's not a student now. He's one of the famous entrepreneurs in the UK because he was featured in different magazines, and he took many awards of being one of the most successful young entrepreneurs, 30 beyond 30 under 30. He also had a huge impact in the environment because the student was able to in 5 years' time to have a turnover of 6.6 million only for this financial year. Since he started his operation, he was able to save more than 760,000 trees in just 4 years. So this is an example of the impact that the zebra companies can do in the environment, in the society, and also in terms of being financially profitable and for the shareholders. What is interesting is that he's actually now looking for partnerships in Egypt, and he mentioned to me early in the morning, because I just invited him to one of my modules in the morning, and he was looking for partnership in Egypt. He visited Egypt twice because there is lots of sugarcane waste in Egypt. So it just gives you an idea of how these kind of how these entrepreneurial opportunities are existing everywhere. We're not talking only about these opportunities that are limited to the UK, but also in Egypt and Africa and India, in different countries in the world. So just my advice is to visit the landfill, as Chrissy was mentioning to us a couple of years ago, because she said, as she mentioned, the landfill is actually a treasure. You will find lots of material that you can use, and you can produce amazing things out of it. And the takeaways is that sustainable entrepreneurs are the ones that really destroy the existing conventional production method. Why do we need to use plastic? Why do we need to deliver that way? Why do we need to use this source of products? Just think about innovative way and different ways. Doesn't have to be very expensive ways. You can see now like how sustainable and how the zebra companies are very efficient, and they are utilizing very few resources. And that's why the world now is looking for more zebra. Yeah, so and that's the end of my talk today. I'm really looking forward to welcoming you at the Department of Strategy, Innovation and Entrepreneurship, and I'm looking forward to welcoming you at our community. We are really lovely and friendly department, so I would love to welcome you at some point, maybe next year. If you have any questions or if you have any things that you need to discuss, please email me, and I'm going to share my email with everyone. And it was so lovely talking to you, and I hope you enjoyed the talk and the perspective today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Shanaz. Lovely overview of the department, but also entrepreneurship and the future of entrepreneurship as well. I think this is a great opportunity for any students in the audience to ask us questions about the university and our approach, our philosophy to education and research, and even the practical things about the university you might be interested in, from accommodation through to scholarships and that type of thing. So perhaps people can come onto the line or type questions into the chat function and we can pick those up. So we have Rami Al Musa here as well from the Central University. He's in the University International Office and looks after a large number of countries, including Egypt, of course. So he's here as well to answer questions.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Thank you, Shahnaz, for the great presentation and the talk, which was very informative. And Caroline, obviously, for organising this. I am aware that a lot of students have had a lot of webinars. So if you haven't had the chance to attend this webinar, you can still get in touch with us Our contacts and our email addresses are in the chat box. I work for the international office and in charge of any direct relationship between students, prospective students, and students after they join the university. So if you have any questions about scholarships, accommodation, anything related with your relationship with the university, then that will be great. The minute I mentioned Scott, brilliant here. Could you share the criteria eligibility for scholarships? Of course, the Southampton Business School are more generous, I would say, than other faculties. They offer two types of two scholarships for the master's program. If you have a very good GPA, which is equivalent to 76% and above, a 3.0 GPA out of 4, you would qualify for £3,000. If you have an excellent GPA, you would qualify for a £5,000 scholarship. So an excellent GPA, the rating has to be above 3.5 or 3.6, depending on your university rating. We also have a generous scholarship for our MBA program, which is up to £9,000, which is very good. And our MBA program is, I would say, Robert, correct me if it is triple accredited.
Amber accredited. So anybody who's looking at an MBA program, the one thing to look for is that the MBA has Amber accreditation, which ours does. And what we're generally looking for from students is that they have around 3 years of work experience. Mm-hmm. We take a small cohort, and that might be more relevant to the alumni in the audience. That generally is a smaller, more intimate group. We have a couple of study field trips each year to Europe, to Belgium and Netherlands, but also to Belgium. And you'll be Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. And you'll be working on practical projects all through that MBA program. I think that Rami is just sharing the scholarships, which is very useful for you there. Good question, Omar.
I have to say that I have been to some promotional trips with Rami before, and Rami is excellent and very helpful. So even the students that I'm meeting here that are coming from the Middle East and from Lebanon, from Jordan, from Egypt, really mentioned that one of the reasons that they came, like they had a very wonderful experience, is through their relationship with Rami, because Rami was very helpful, helping them taking them from step 1 until the final destination smoothly. So really, please try to be in contact with Rami for any logistics and admission information. If you need program level information, of course, please come to myself, or also come to Rob. If you're interested in marketing or even anything, Rob is also another very friendly and very helpful.
Thank you, Shahnaz, for the kind words. Mariam, great question here. Are there programs offered that have a focus on innovation and technology in project and construction management or digital engineering? Now, the reality is that we don't have a specific program that is geared towards the construction management or engineering industries, but we have separate programs that will certainly touch upon them. For instance, we would have the MSc in project management, where many of the examples and speakers would probably come from an engineering or construction background. And in terms of innovation, Shahnaz, you're probably the most well suited to mention this. There are opportunities there as well. Do you want to mention those programs?
Yes, couple of things here. Thanks, Mariam, for your question. One thing to touch on is that we are also offering a very interdisciplinary nature there is an interdisciplinary nature of our programs, so that although you are learning about entrepreneurship, for example, and management, or business strategy and innovation, but also you have the choice of optional modules in other disciplines that you can have, so that you can have a rounded experience. For example, if you're studying with us entrepreneurship and management, or business strategy and innovation management, you can have a marketing module, you can choose a project management module, you can choose also a module from the DAR department, which is data analytics and analysis department. So it can touch on different things. With regards to business strategy and innovation management, for example, it gives you the experience of applying innovation and technology in different disciplines. So if we have people coming from engineering background, we have people coming from business background, we have people coming from agriculture background, and because innovation need to be applied in different disciplines. So it's more a mindset rather than limited and restricted to a specific topic. So it's really applying the skills across different disciplines and industries. That's what I can say.
Indeed, and that's how innovation is born, isn't it? When you bring together people with unique backgrounds and interests and create something new and disruptive. So Omar, great question here. Our MBA is full-time MBA at this current moment in time. So it's a one-year program. Are there any prerequisites for project management and risk management? That's quite good question there. For project management, you need to have done a first degree with a 2-1 equivalent. So that's our British System 2-1 equivalent in an essay-based subject. So we would be expecting you to be able to demonstrate that you've had experience of writing essay-based assignments as part of your degree program. In terms of our risk programs, it's quite common for you to be expected to come from either a business background or to have some quantitative elements as part of your first degree. Again, with the same 2-1 expectation of that undergraduate program. But certainly in risk, it's going to be more numeric, it's going to be more quantitative. So being able to demonstrate those numeric skills is quite important. If you've done a business degree though, and you've done some quantitative work, that's absolutely fine. So, any other questions that any of you may have at all? Just to reiterate what Shana said, Rami is a wonderful colleague and a great guy. So please do not be afraid to reach out to him at any time. He's extremely knowledgeable about the business school and the wider university, and he'll be able to either direct you to myself or Shahnaz, or answer the question as well. Oh, that's a great question, Adham, as well. No, absolutely not. It's only the MBA that requires 3 years of experience. All of the other programs that we offer, you will require an undergraduate program. There's no work experience expectation attached to those. Some of the programs are conversion masters, as Shahnaz said. An example being the MSc in marketing management, but project management's the same, where you may be coming from another subject area altogether and moving into marketing or project management. In some cases, though, we do expect you to have some background in the subject, and they're more of an advanced master's program. And we can answer any questions via email if you would like us to about those. So please, again, don't be afraid to reach out to us. Thank you, Mariam. Nice to see you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Shahnaz. Obviously, I have put here in the chat box a link for a form if you'd like to receive more information about our Southampton Business School master's programs. I'll also forward this on to Caroline, who will arrange to email you the form if you haven't had the chance to attend. But please, as Rob, Shahnaz, as they both mentioned, we're here to help you in making the right decision. giving you more information about the courses and answering any queries that you have. So please get in touch, and we'll be very happy to help you. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, Adham and Mariam, for your comments, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Really glad to have you over, and we'll be waiting to receive the extra information, and hopefully we can schedule another one in the spring.
Thank you, Caroline. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Hopefully to see you not virtually. So hopefully to see you in
yes, definitely. It would be lovely to host you on campus.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.